Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on The Girl Who Can Maiden YouTube edition or YouTube series. I'm Joyce Ochewadanso, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. I'm joined by two lovely ladies, Mina and Elizabeth, and we're going to have a great conversation surrounding three main themes: financial literacy, digital skills awareness, and career and personal development, right? Concerning women empowerment.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire.
So, Mina, tell us about you, and then Elizabeth will follow.
My name is Mina Pokiajuman. I'm very happy to be here this evening and I look forward to a very interactive discussion.
Awesome.
Elizabeth Odiwa. I am very excited to be here too, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful time.
So, how was it like for you when you were in school? Were you saving? Were you investing? Like, how were you spending your money? I'm just curious before I start the conversation for the day.
I think I was, but I didn't pay attention to it that I'm invested.
So, did you ever invest when you were in class?
I had a T-bill.
You had a T-bill?
Yeah.
Hey, you were really advanced. Wow, how
I
did
had a
that T-bill
T-bill.
income? Okay.
I think way back in high school, I went to the bank to pay my school fees, and one of the bankers was like, Kiddie Star account, that's GCB. There is an account for kids, and I should let my parents come and open one for me. And I did. So when I turned 18, so he became my friend actually. So when I turned 18 and I went back to the bank, he was like, okay, once you turn 18, you have access to the account, so it's no more your dad's. And one thing he would suggest to me is to buy T-bill. And so I went in for that. And so like I started with the
That was your
amount.
first exposure to
Exactly. I started with the first savings I had done in my Kiddie Star account, and I think that was it. When I got to uni, it wasn't about investing.
So when you were in uni, okay, let me come to you first. What was your first savings or investment experience?
Um, I think it was my personal savings. I didn't take it to any bank.
So when you were in university, okay, you were saying
I didn't do any bank related things. I think I always felt like I needed the money that I got,
Mm.
and so yeah.
Wait,
So
you
what I
needed the money.
that I
Have
got.
you explained that?
So you see that philosophy as a child that you go like, okay, if I get it, it's because I need it.
So
So
I'll use it.
yeah, so I'll use it. I don't think I was someone who was quite extravagant. I just said, take my money.
Thank you, your
Yeah,
money.
which I found out later. I mean, growing up in Seoul, like it's really not the best because if you're keeping your money and you're still getting the same value,
Yeah.
so I mean, like, what you did here, that was a very personal thing, but I wasn't thinking about that.
So throughout the 4 years in the university, it was just
me keeping the money for myself.
interesting. I had a similar experience. I don't remember having an account. My sister forced me to open a car bank account that she actually showed me that she sent money. So I went to open a car bank account. I never put money in it, and I was just working to have the money for myself. Like you said, so I was just curious about it. What were you using your money for? What's your money and not in the university? And we are arriving at the conversation on Adra Popolampo. I'll introduce her to you soon. Yeah. What were you using your money for?
Do I even remember? I think basically, okay, I'm a lover of hair and shoes, which Joyce know. So I think basically those ones. And what was I really using my? I don't recall. All that I know is I'm getting the money and I'm getting what I need at that point in time, and so that's it. If there is extra, I just put it in my account.
Okay.
That was
So okay, and then what were you using your money for?
I think, if I remember right, I think I spent more on getting food.
Food. Okay.
Yes. I thought I had a very busy life, so most times I don't cook within, so I will just get something. And I think somewhere in my third year, I started working. So I became a student worker in my third and fourth year. So that one, I was getting more money, and I was actually using my money to pay part of my fees.
Oh, okay.
So my first 2 years was me, getting books. I'm a lover of books, so I
So
actually
okay. So now we have something interesting. Here. So spending on books. Okay. Okay. And then at the third, fourth year, you were now paying your tuition as well. Okay.
passion.
Yeah.
serious one.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out. Okay, I think I remember clearly that I love clothes, so I used to like go out at night to Mokola or Circle and then go for the selection and buy. Whenever I get money from mommy or whoever sends the money. Even when I work, there was a time I was advertising for a phone company, so they'll come to campus for 3 days and I'll get the money and I'll use it for, in the evening I'll just run out of campus and go and buy clothes. But one thing that I used my money for, which was the beginning of my journey, was I decided to pay half of my model UN conference fee, right? So that was the first time that I came to the realization that savings was important, and it didn't matter whether I was young or I was in school. Now this will happen, and I think all of us will have their account with it. So we all share their account. The day that it was an awakening for you. So I see a model UN ad, right, showing on the screen. And then I went to register. Later, I went to the cafe to register, and I saw registration fee was 50 Ghana cedis, and I had 25 Ghana cedis, and that money was going to be used for something I knew I could go with that. But I was so when I saw that, I was like, this time I won't spend. So I called my sister. I was like, there's a program I want to register for, and there's 50 Ghana cedis. She said, how much do you have? And I'll support you. And I was like, I have 25. She's like, okay, then don't worry, I'll pay the rest. And so I was able to register for the summit, the Model UN conference. And by God's grace, I won. And I had all my opportunities to do Model UN. And I'm saying this because, when we're on campus here, Mina, savings. Like, sometimes we think that, we are spending and all that. Can we throw more life in it? Yeah. Spending when the money comes. Yeah.
I think for me, I didn't really have any education on your spending, budgeting. To date, I still feel budgeting is a lot of work for me. Yeah. So, what really was the lesson for me is that I've always been a lover of money. I love to have money. I love the fact that, okay, if money won't buy, I'm capable of buying it. That attitude and mindset sort of helped me to know how to manage my money.
Okay.
So all the time, I want to be at that space where I'm asking mommy for money, not because I don't have, I have, but if she decides not to give me, I can do it things on my own. So that's what really taught me about
That was
spending
your
and
aha
saving.
moment.
Yeah, but nobody really officially told me if you spend this way, you're gonna get this result. No.
Okay, so we're thinking of an advice to give to our audience. Like, how
Okay.
should they, lesson learned, what will you do
Different.
different,
All
right? If you go back to school, and then Elizabeth, tell us, what was the moment that, was it there for you?
Yeah, I think for me, first I would say like Mina, I didn't have any financial education. I think the moment for me was in my third year. So prior to my third year, when I was still in high school, yeah, 16, I started working. So I'm someone who started working quite early. I started working as a part-time tutor to some Asian kids, and that was my first experience with really making money. And I remember that time was also a hard time for my family because my mom had to switch jobs, and being able to bring something. When I was young, I was happy to, even it was just my token. So that was already giving me a sense of responsibility. So my third year, I lost my mom,
Oh, sorry.
and my brother was in, I think, the alternate year in high school, and my dad, of course, was working. But what it meant for me was, it's now just one stream of income. That is the only one getting money,
Yeah.
and my kid brother is in school, so there's a level to which you can ask for money, and that was the moment for me because I got a remote job.
Oh, okay.
So I was working and schooling, and it wasn't so much pain, but the fact that I don't have to leave campus was enough comfort.
Yeah.
And yeah, being able to partially pay my fees. I mean, for one thing, it was the first time ever in my life that I was approaching exams, and 3 days to exam, my fees was not paid.
Wow.
It was the worst.
So there's so
of
many unforeseen things that
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
There are so
And
many unforeseen things.
it was just off because that was the first time in my entire life that
Wow.
I'm approaching an exam. I mean, some people have had such experience.
Oh yeah, I have a
So it's
couple
like
of experience.
it's
It's
normal,
exciting.
like it's normal, and
Yeah.
for me it was really off. And I think that period was just the beginning. So my mom part was just the beginning of having to make financial plans. You have to budget for your brother, your father. Because my father was close to retirement, so
So now
that
you
means-
become a
yeah,
student parent.
exactly.
That's
Wow.
lots
That
of
was
work.
it.
Student parent.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your advice to audience, campus, students, young people, young girls, like how should we now clearly from our conversation, we all didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
We're all going to school, getting the money, spending, and then there's something that we have to do, and then we buy. But she was buying books, good. I used to anyway. We don't remember exactly what you did, but that's fine. We love you. So
Yeah,
tell us
I
what
love
would be
myself
advice.
anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
what would be
I
advice?
think for this generation, if you are in uni, there you have access to lots of financial literacy programs that you can be on. I feel it's time that you sit up and tell yourself what you really want. And one thing that people fail to tell us is when you want to tie it up. So I remember when I was doing my service, I was relying on 50 CDs for the whole week, and I was eating once a day because I felt I didn't know what after service is gonna look like. So I need to save money so that when I get there, if I don't have a job, I at least for the 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, I can dedicate to searching for a job. I have something for my upkeep. So during service, like I really committed to doing this whole saving thing. But one thing I realized is that that's not healthy. So usually your whole focus is on getting the money and getting the money. At the end of the day, you fall ill, something happens, and the whole money goes. So what you have to do is that make it a focus. Okay, I'm always gonna dedicate 10% of my money or 5% of my money into investment or into saving. It releases the pressure of saving or investing. I feel that liberates you. Oh, I'm able to afford a cloth or a shirt a month. I'm able to do this for a month, but I'm still able to save a percentage of it. So if you're in school, we are not saying use your whole money to invest or save it. No, just have a plan that every year, every month, sorry, I can commit to saving 10% of the money that comes to me. I'm able to save 5%. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Now I forgot. Mina actually also had TVO, so she was also far advanced in
Yeah.
investment than we
Yeah.
had. She convinced the family to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But like you said something which was very essential, the percentages.
Exactly.
Sometimes the practicality of that though is difficult, right? But I am happy you brought it up. I just use like my own head, I have my, in my own mind, I have my own percentage. But thank you so much for doing like me. Elizabeth, the advice.
I think we can easily get comfortable with the fact that I'm still in school. Like, I think we are very myopic
Yeah.
because when you're out of school, you realize how short the time between
Girl.
when you were in school and when you are out really is. And then I'm asking myself, what was I thinking about? Did I ever think a day like this would come? So I think it's just for us to remind ourselves, it's the mindset to it. If you can remember that one day you're not going to send you money. And
Oh, yeah.
depending on the background, some I come from very wealthy home, so would I ever need to have my own money? Some will say that I have so little, I get so little from mom, I can't save anything. So yes, I really love the idea of percentage. If you can think of paying the tithe, just do a double of it. So you need your 10% to God and your 10% to yourself. I love the way some financial writers say, you pay yourself. Okay. So keep it for yourself. And I think another thing I'll also say is don't be afraid to start small.
Yeah.
Having 20 cities in your account for a month is not bad at all. So if you can just get comfortable with, I'm not going to get 1,000 cities within 1 year. I'm probably get 200, whatever it is, just be comfortable starting. And always remember that one day, mommy and daddy will give you any money. And even if they will, you'll be too ashamed to ask.
I know, like that thing. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Like awesome, awesome, awesome ideas. Like I'll end by saying that save with a purpose.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes we are just like saving, but as to what exactly we are saving for, we don't know. And we are quick to just hoard the money, and then in the end, we go out and say, YOLO. We have fun, and in the night, we spend all that we saved in like 6 months. So let's say with the purpose, like, do you want to go for French class? Do you want to have a certification? Do you want to buy some books? Do you want to register for a conference? Do you want to travel? You know, whatever you want to do, have that motive in mind when you are saving or when you are investing. You want to start your small business, like always remember to save with the purpose. Thank you so much for this very interesting discussion, Mina, and I will come back again and have another session. But I'm super excited that we are here for the second episode. Have a great day, and always remember to comment, subscribe, and like our videos. And you can always comment, give us very constructive feedback, guys. We are emotional. Have a good day.
All right, thanks for inviting me over.